be taking a look at the Dewalt 12-inch electric compact chainsaw. I'm going to go ahead and unbox it right now. Just a quick first impressions here of the chainsaw. You know, like all Dewalt tools, the quality is excellent. It's lightweight, but it's not lightweight where it feels plasticky. It's actually got a great weight to it. It's got a little chain guard here, which is nice. Alright, I'll give you a quick walk around the saw before we get started here. This is where you fill up the bar oil. You can actually see here at a glance what your bar oil level is at, which is a nice little feature. 12-inch bar here, and this is the chain that came with the saw. I also purchased an additional Dewalt chain. And then this here is the brake. Yeah, you just pull it back to release it. All the way forward means you can't operate it, and then you pull it back, and then the saw is ready to be operated. This is the trigger. You have to push this down. This is like a safety lock, and then it'll engage the trigger. Right now I've just got this little 1.5 amp hour battery installed. I've got a bunch of these, so I'm gonna just see how the saw performs with this battery, and then later I'll install a 5 amp hour battery and see how long it lasts. Another feature that I like about this saw is it's toolless. So right here you can tighten and loosen the bar and chain. On other saws it generally requires a tool to tighten and loosen that, and then to take this cover off and put the chain back on, you just can turn that here and open it up that way. I'm gonna put the Dewalt to the test. We've got the smaller 1.5 amp hour battery on, and the log we're going to be testing it out on is roughly 11 inches in diameter. So this is a little big for this saw, but I'm going to cut it, see how long it takes, see if it can get through it. This is a hardwood. I'm going to cut it once, and then I'm going to compare it here with the gas power chainsaw. Alright, so obviously the gas-powered Husqvarna cut through this roughly 12-inch in diameter log like butter. And this struggled a bit, but it did do it. I actually didn't know if it was going to make it all the way through because this is way too large for this saw. I would never grab this saw to do any cutting like this. Every time I'm going to go with the gas-powered. So this was a bit of an unfair test. But I did want to just see if it could get through something like this. And keep in mind, I had the smallest battery, the 1.5 amp hour battery installed on this. So I'm impressed it made it through. So yeah, I'm going to take this saw and cut something that is a little more practical and test that out. Alright, got the 5 amp hour battery installed. I'm going to go ahead and cut this stuff up right here. This is about 4 or so inches in diameter, maybe a little more on the thick end. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up now. So yeah, if I'm out on the gator driving through the trails and I notice a tree's down obstructing the trail, if I'm going to grab one saw, if it's like a tree like that, I'm likely going to grab the Dewalt. It's just kind of quicker and easier, especially if the other chainsaw is not warmed up. So I'll cut it, move it over to the side. I'll deal with that later and go on with my day. Alright, next I'm going to let my wife Vanessa test out the saw and see what she thinks. Alright, give me your honest thoughts on the chainsaw.
I mean, I like it. I think it's really light and easy for me to use, and plus it's so small. And I don't have much experience with chainsaw, so you know, this is a little bit more of a comfortable tool for me to use. I mean, I'm sure I'll get better as I go with it, and I know that like a regular chainsaw is obviously going to be able to do more, but I'll leave those cuts up to you anyways.
Alright, quick final thoughts here on the Dewalt electric chainsaw. I'm happy with the purchase. I think we're going to get a lot of use out of it. And I would definitely recommend it to anybody that's already invested in the Dewalt family. If you got a bunch of these batteries, I think it's great. Like I showed earlier in the video, the 1.2 amp hour batteries aren't ideal for it. It didn't last very long. But the 5 amp hour battery lasted plenty long enough. If you have a couple of the 5 amp hour batteries laying around, should be plenty enough batteries to get you through the day. I just had the one today and I did a fair bit of cutting, and there's still some juice left in it. And I also think those 9 amp hour batteries would be even better. I might pick up a couple of those in the future. You know, I think this will be great for limbing and doing some lighter cutting. I also think this would be a decent chainsaw for a carpenter or any builder just to have in their line of tools. I think they would get a little bit of use out of it. If you're buying your first chainsaw, I don't know if I would recommend going with an electric chainsaw unless you live in the city and you don't have any huge trees. Maybe then I would recommend this as your one and only saw, but for most case scenarios I would probably recommend you go with your gas powered saw and then maybe pick this one up in addition to that saw. All in all, I'm extremely happy with the purchase. I think this is going to be a great addition to our tool lineup. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. If any of you have any questions on the chainsaw, let us know. I'll be happy to answer those. I'll definitely be getting some more use out of this chainsaw in the future. So if there's anything that breaks or anything like that, I'll be sure to check back in with you guys in the comments. I'll go ahead and leave an Amazon affiliate link to this saw in the description of this video. Maybe even I'll pin it in the top comments if you are interested in purchasing this saw. Click that link when you purchase it. That would definitely help us out a little bit. But yeah, other than that, appreciate you guys watching. Catch you in the next one.